Hi, my name is Amanda. I'm a graduate student in cultural anthropology at the University of West Florida. I decided to go into cultural anthropology. I discovered it as an undergraduate. I had never heard of it before I came to college. For some reason, you don't get a lot of anthropology at the high school level, which is disappointing, but I'm glad I found it as an undergraduate. I took an intro to anthropology course as a requirement for humanities at my university. A lot of universities will offer that, and they'll also offer courses in anthropology. So, like, even if you don't want to major in one, I recommend at least taking a course in it. What really drew me to anthropology, though, was I took like an intro to cultural anthropology course, and I loved it. I originally was a history major, but I found that I loved cultures more. I love studying human variation and why and how, and just all the ways that people are different. And I really enjoyed it, and so I am pursuing my master's degree in it, obviously, and I hope to get the PhD, and my eventual goal is to become a faculty member or affiliate myself with a nonprofit organization that does real meaningful research that can be applied to general, like, public problems like health or poverty or anything, really. If you're working on this degree, you can expect to take a lot of courses that feature certain regions of the world. Cultural anthropology emphasizes a very holistic view of mankind, so that includes mankind all around the globe. So you'll take area courses that focus on the Middle East or Africa, Asia, and even courses that focus here in the United States. You'll also take a variety of topical courses that focus on race and ethnicity, language, health, just certain, like, really focused topics like digital anthropology, where you study how the internet and other digital technology has influenced people in the media, through the media, those sorts of things. I've also taken a course in applied anthropology. You'll find that at a lot of cultural anthropology programs too. It's teaching you to use anthropological method and theory to kind of solve, I guess, what I would call practical problems that affect everyday people that they might not necessarily know anthropology can help them with. Specifically at the master's level, like where I'm at, you'll be expected to complete field schools. For anthropology, there's archaeological field schools, and everybody hears about those. But for cultural anthropology, it's ethnographic field methods, where you learn the big methods that cultural anthropologists use, like participant observation, interview methods, and the best ways to survey people to solicit certain responses. You'll also be expected at the master's level to complete a thesis. I'm currently in the process of developing mine. I'm investigating how the internet influences sexual identity formation and expression for rural LGBT individuals. I'm really interested in that, and all cultural anthropology students are encouraged or required to do a master's thesis that just focuses on people and how to help them. My favorite part about this degree is all the interesting things that I learned about people, their social behavior, and what makes them different. I like exploring the origins of social behavior, as well as connecting behaviors to other behaviors, as well as connecting social groups to other social groups. All the connections that you can find between societies and cultures using the methods in cultural anthropology or anthropology in general are just super interesting, and I love making those connections. I love it when I learn something new, and it just blows my mind. But what I probably would be the hardest part about this major for anybody, I think, no matter what their subdiscipline is the job outlook. Not necessarily that there won't be any jobs. I actually looked it up at the Bureau of Labor Statistics that the government runs. It actually reported that jobs in anthropology and archaeology are growing. But the thing is, there's a lot of, I guess, perception of anthropologists as being useful, or there's just perception, or useless, I should say. And there's a lot of perception of just mixed feelings about what we do. Not too many people really know what an anthropologist is or what we're capable of. So you will encounter that kind of prejudice in the job market. Not to mention, for a lot of the good jobs in anthropology, a master's level is considered entry level. So if you do go for the BA, you're pretty much going to be encouraged, if not required, to seek the master's degree. So I guess some advice I would have for people who are interested in anthropology, even if you're not committed enough to major in it, I do recommend at least maybe taking a course in it or taking a minor in it. It is really a useful discipline, and it's not just that it's useful in the sense that it helps people, it's useful in the sense that you can use it to really connect to other disciplines, and other disciplines really connect to anthropology. So this would kind of relate also, if you do decide to major in anthropology, don't just major in anthropology, major in anthropology and double major in something else, or take a couple minors. Like I was just saying, anthropology is connected to all the disciplines that I can think of, but mainly philosophy, history, sociology, biology, and history. Take courses in those or even minor in those because they will help you with your anthropology degree and vice versa. Your anthropology courses will become immensely useful in the courses in other disciplines as well. Speaking of those other disciplines, if you do have a degree in one of those disciplines at the bachelor's level, you can use them to go on to get a degree in anthropology in the master's level. Anthropology is a very interdisciplinary kind of discipline, so we accept like majors from all the disciplines because all of the other disciplines inform our research and vice versa, so we would never shut them out. I wish I'd kind of known that when I was a younger undergraduate. I would have taken more courses and things like philosophy. I was at cultural anthropology with a minor in history, but I would have taken more philosophy courses. I wish I had because there is a lot of critical thinking in anthropology. You need to be aware of that. I also recommend, if you can, take a second language. A lot of research, especially out in the field at like the really professional levels of anthropology, will be done in other countries. So it's really, really useful to have at least another language, at least one other language under your belt.